Ever since the last episode of The Last Resort Tell All aired and Darcey appeared along with Stacey, well, along with Georgia, shall I say, it has definitely caused a stir. It's definitely caused a conversation regarding the before and the after appearance of Darcey. Now, of course, this person puts down the title as "This is absolutely madness." I am watching the Tell All finally for season 2 of The Last Resort, and I had to post it. Seeing Darcey and Stacey on screen makes me audibly gasp now, and Darcey is especially tragic. From her first season in 2017 to now, she's totally destroyed herself. This is so sad. Now, of course, this is Darcey in 2025. This is Darcey in 2017. And bear in mind, what we saw here is literally how Darcey looked in January when they filmed the Tell All. We are now in April, and we have recently seen Darcey and Stacey go to Turkey to get some more work done. So it doesn't even stop there, which of course comes to no surprise. And with this obviously with these things happening in particular, people have obviously decided to have their reactions in the comment section. But before we get into that one, I want to head over to TLC over here. And over here, obviously, they've got some before and after pictures of Darcey and Stacey. You know, obviously how they have looked over the years. And the thing is, as I was flicking through these pictures, and you can notice when they started their work to when they didn't have anything done on themselves, from the natural to the botchness, it just makes me wonder, how do two sisters get to this point, or how did they even get to the point of even thinking about altering their looks? Was it because of society standards? You know, obviously with society standards change over time, where women were then in a position where they needed to start having fillers and Botox and whatnot just to look a certain type of way, just so they can keep their brand going, whatever brand that would be within the fashion industry, the modern industry. But then at the same time though, when I'm looking at the pictures of them on here and I'm seeing the ones of them when they were even just little girls, I say to myself, well, generally speaking, for people to get to a point where they feel the need that they need to stay up with fashion standards, it usually starts in one place, and that is home. Because how our parents raise us is what defines how we see ourselves. How we value ourselves, how we love ourselves is based on how our parents literally raise us. And when I say that, what I mean is, if you live in a household or you grew up in a household where mommy and daddy always called you beautiful, then you're always gonna feel beautiful the rest of your life. You know what I mean, okay? It doesn't even matter if you meet a partner and then he tells you that he or she tells you that you ain't all that. If your parents have installed that since the day that you're born, that you are literally flawless, you will believe it until the end of the days. But don't get me wrong, yes, of course, maybe doubt can come in if you meet the wrong person and that person starts to tell you that you are not good enough. And I'm not saying it's not a thing, it is definitely a possibility. But then also you have the pressures of the industry, whatever industry that you work in. The industry of fashion itself in particular, or modeling, can be a very, 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 it can be an industry where if you don't keep up with certain looks, or you don't look in a certain part, or if you get rejected too many times, it can definitely start to get in your head that maybe you are not as good looking as you think you are, or as you was told you are. So therefore you start to make choices that involve now trying to adapt to the standard they want. But here's the thing though, only the weak are the ones that will end up doing things that they shouldn't be doing to themselves. But either way though, these are the things that I'd imagine has happened in their life. One of those 3 things that I've said there will be one of the things that began the journey of Stacey and Darcey changing their natural look. Because obviously, as you see, as I go through these pictures, you can see how these 2 girls looked over the years when they were natural compared to when they become unnatural, shall I say. And it's so terrifyingly sad. Now, I would like to believe that they came from a household where their parents made them feel beautiful, made them feel loved. Otherwise, why would they go into an industry of fashion? Okay, but at the same time though, maybe they went into it for different reasons. Maybe it has nothing to do with their parents actually uplifting them. It could be due to other things, stuff in particular. And then of course, as you head over to Google stuff in particular, Google's obviously the one that has, so many different pictures of these girls over the years, both now and before. And you're seeing crazy transformations, obviously when it comes to these twins. Transformations that realistically we can argue and say that should have never happened. When you're looking at a transformation like this, utterly disgusting. These are the things that we don't wish to see upon people. These are the things that we only hope no one will put themselves through. But sadly, we live in a world where people will put themselves through such madness. But here's the thing though, and And this is where we're going to go back into the Reddit thread itself, in particular the one that kickstarted off the idea of even making this video. In this one here, the first person says here, it's too late, she ruined her face. I mean, that's the question, isn't it? Has Darcey and Stacey ruined their face? Is it, no, they have. Is it too late? Now, I'm not too sure when they say too late. Does that mean, are they referring to the fact that there's a chance that maybe, that there is no chance of them going back to how they were supposed to look naturally? I mean, probably it is too late. Because you got to think about it, all the things they've done to their faces, it has stretched their skin so much that even if they were to find a way to take out all the filler, all the bold, all those things that they put to their face, their skin on their face would just become nothing but saggy, nothing but dead skin. So therefore, they would have to end up having a face pull or whatever you want to call it, which again is something that we know that they do anyway. So it is quite sad that they've got to a point where there's nothing that they can actually ever do to reverse these things. Somebody said in one of the most recent live streams that it is at a point now where these women are very close to becoming the new cat women. I mean, some people even say that they're already at that stage anyway. And the other thing is worth to understand is that the fact that these two girls have partners who don't tell them to stop, or partners that maybe don't make them feel good enough in their own skin. But then again, to be honest with you, you could come in and be the best partner possible and make these women feel like they're the best women in the world, but they will probably still continue doing this because it is now part of their routine. It is now part of their mindset. Only they can get themselves out of it. And pretty much, they can only do that if they're willing to listen to people telling them that they can do better. But even again, then, if they undo what they've done, boy, it's not going to be pretty, not even to the slightest. And then obviously here, somebody says maybe one day people will be required to go to therapy for a year before doing any procedures. And then it says, next person says she's going to Turkey to bypass any sort of restraint and regulations. And this is the issue, isn't it? Even if in America they said, hey, you must have therapy for a set amount of time before having surgery, it wouldn't matter if you know that you can go to Turkey. It wouldn't matter if you know that you can go to Mexico. It wouldn't matter if you know you can go somewhere else and get it done without having that struggle, you know? And it's crazy because I remember I know they say that before you have a weight loss surgery, you are supposed to have, well, I think in America, if you've got an insurance company, you're supposed to have, you're supposed to go to therapy first before you actually book in a surgery for any weight loss that you're supposed to have. But again, that's something that you can still bypass by going to Turkey. By going to Mexico, just I'm saying, because there's other countries out there that will happily take your money and give you those surgeries. Even if they botch them, they don't care because they get paid. And also on top of that, when you're dealing with someone like Darcey and Stacey, these are two women who, because they have a huge following on their social platforms, they have surgeons reaching out to them pretty much for freebies. Or literally, I'm convinced that these women go out there and get these jobs done for free purely because they will promote these people to their millions of followers, and therefore that will help these people. These surgeons obviously get more customers in, and all they're going to care about is getting more customers in. They're not going to care about the fact that they know full well that no matter what else they add on to Darcey and Stacey, it's actually not going to improve their look. It's just going to make things even more worse. And when I say worse, I don't even mean worse within their looks, but worse is in the stress that's being put on their skin. It's worse. And they know this. But hey, money rules the world, as they say. So there is that part as well. And that's why this person says that's what it should be. But as long as money rules everything, there will always be some quack out there who's willing to take it from extremely mentally ill people. And that's the question. Is Darcey and Stacey, are they mentally ill? Would you consider them that? Let me know your thoughts on that one. The tell-all, and then of course, this is what I said earlier on anyway regarding the tell being in January. Okay, sometimes I wonder if Darcey reads the comments and then goes and gets more work done because of what she's read. I feel so sad for her. I mean, listen, who knows? But then again, for me personally, I know Darcey and Stacey have never really been two people to respond to comments, so I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't actually read comments. But at the same time, sometimes when I go in their comments, it looks like most of the comments are actually positive and negative. So they probably have moderators who can probably remove those comments anyway to protect them girls seeing them, which is subjective whether it's protecting them or not. You know what I mean? This person said, it hurts me because they are sweet souls and have issues that need to be sorted. And these are the issues that I referred to at the beginning, because I do generally feel like these things happen because of the things that I said before. At least one of them. Let me know your thoughts. They just want love and can't love themselves. And why? Usually if you can't love yourself, it starts from your parents not giving you that love that you deserve. that's usually it. That's usually the beginning of it. I hate seeing them butcher themselves like this. Darcey was always a favourite of mine. It's really sad, these women who became blind to the damage they are doing to their appearance. Straight up, absolutely straight up. Nonetheless though, let me know your thoughts, and yeah, looking forward to reading your comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.